Hello everyone. This is Dr. Ida Joycey, Assistant Professor, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Kadalur. In today's video class, we are going to discuss the topic, A Dialogue on Civilization, a prose piece written by C.E.M. Joad. In full, the writer is Cyril Edwin Mitchinson Joad. He is an eminent English philosopher, author, teacher, and a broadcasting personality of the 20th century. He appeared on the Brains Trust, a BBC radio wartime discussion program. He popularized philosophy and became a celebrity before his downfall in a scandal over an unpaid train fare in 1948. Joad begins the text with a discourse on civilization. The first chapter is titled A Talk. Probably here he holds a conversation with a character named Lucy, probably his daughter. The book contains 7 chapters in total, and the full text is titled The Story of Civilization. And here he talks about what makes a nation truly civilized. He says that a nation can become civilized if it is able to flourish in arts, science, and maintain ethical balance, political justice, and economic justice. And all together, these can make a nation a lasting civilization. He says about most people whom we meet in the history textbooks. And he says the commoners who really contribute to civilization, to make the nation move forward towards civilization, are often never mentioned in the textbooks. He says civilized people should be people of peace and compromise. They must be able to find ways to settle disputes by means other than which one side of people kill off the greater number of people on the other side. So he says when we give in to killing and warring activities, we become totally barbarous, uncivilized, and once again we retreat to the Stone Age. The author mentions 2 important civilizations of the world. The 2 earliest civilizations of the world are India and China. And these 2 lands produced great teachers, very venerable religious preachers like Gautama Buddha, Confucius, and Lao Tse. And these of the 3, Buddha belongs to India. And he popularized Buddhism, which is now known as a world religion. And this sect originated 2500 years ago in India. And in common, all the 3 people, all the 3 religious leaders, they advocated the policy of love, kindness, social relationship, and justice. He says also about the great king Ashoka, whom we have known through the Kalinga War in the history textbooks. So after taking part in the war, Ashoka, he realized how cruel and animal-like he was in the war front. And later on, there came a big transformation in the life of Ashoka, and he started with many welfare schemes like digging wells and planting trees on the roadside. He sought to ensure the well-being of his subject. So, these great venerable personalities, the so-called the big names of the generation, they have made their own contribution to make the society, to make the nation a civilized nation by their thoughts. And here in this lesson, he is talking about 3 important things that can make a nation truly civilized, a lasting civilized nation of the world. One, he is talking about arts. He says through arts, or it is in the field of arts, we are able to create beautiful things. And this creation of beauty, which is long lasting, which can withstand the sweep of time, this can be the only mark of civilization. A civilized nation is a nation which is able to bear beautiful artists, painters, writers, and musicians. Here he gives us the example of Shakespeare, who is a writer, Beethoven, who is a musician, and he says it is in the hands of these men beautiful things were created, and such beautiful things withstand the sweep of time. And this process of creation of beautiful things by beautiful minds is defined to be arts. And the first step by which civilization can be a process or a phenomenon, or by which civilization can be a possible promotion, is the field of arts. In the second part of the text is talking about the influence of science. It says science has played a very vital role in human progress. The first thing it has done is it has influenced the minds of people. People are freed from their superstition. Until the 18th century, people were blindfolded by plenty number of superstitious beliefs, innumerable superstitious beliefs, and science redeemed mankind from superstition. It was a kind of an eye-opener. We also find that science came to man to aid him from his own sufferings. So it is the field of medicine. So through medical advancements, science was able to give a helping hand to the suffering humanity. And the growth of science has educated people to overcome diseases and false treatments. And here he is giving us examples of great scientists like Sir Isaac Newton and Galileo, who played the vital role in making people believe in science. And he says the inventions and creations brought about by men in a free thinking environment is science, and it is through science knowledge is propagated. And the next thing he's talking about is the introduction of the printing press, which is coupled with the widespread knowledge. Printing press, as we all know, was invented by John Gutenberg, and it was introduced into England by William Caxton. This invention of the printing press has played a major role in the spread of language, literature, science, and others. The widespread literacy helped people gain knowledge. Books are the chief carriers of civilization because it is in books ideas live and they are passed on from one generation to the other. It's education which differentiates a civilized man from the one who is not civilized. The art of tolerance is also brought through education, says the author. So, we understand that science and knowledge go hand in hand. When there is a scientific progress, men are relieved of superstition. They have the right kind of knowledge, and this right kind of knowledge will help them to have the right approach to life. And he also mentions how the printing press has made books available in plenty, and how this, on the other hand, also has promoted the spread of knowledge. Then he is talking about the economy of a country. He says sharing of money. When this sharing of money is equal, only when there is economic justice and economic balance, a nation can be powerfully civilized. An economically just society would be the one where everybody who is prepared to work is certain of getting a reasonable amount of money. In spite of revolutions in the sense the labor strikes, the protest, and the cartels, labor unions are formed, we find the advancement in economic justice is very, very small, or it is even meager. We cannot have an all round civilization while the rewards which people get for their work are so unequal. Thus, the good things that science has brought into the world have been not distributed equally. One thing is fairly certain, and that is there cannot be any good and lasting civilization in the world until whatever wealth there is more fairly divided than it is at the present. So the author strongly feels that the distribution of wealth is not on an equal basis. And only when this economic justice is promoted, the world can witness a long lasting civilized nation. The author, in conclusion, says that science has given us powers fit for the gods, but we have learned to use them like small children. That is, we have never realized the fuller potential of science and scientific progress. The second thing he is talking about machines. So, machines are a byproduct of science, and we have started to rely on machines too often. We have become too dependent that machines have started to rule our lives, and instead of man being the master of his machine, it has become the vice versa. The author gives a profound message that we must realize that machines are only tools for civilization and not the actual civilization. So it is through machines, through science, through all the advancements, we have to realize our fuller potential as a human being, and these external factors should contribute to the growth of the inner human self. And we have to create a world free from wars, a world that can be founded on love, justice, and equality. And only then, when such a day dawns, there can be true civilization. This is what is George's communication or information through this essay. Hope you loved this lecture. I wish that you have a fuller reading of the text. Thank you.